What's up, guys? Welcome back. I'm back here at Bob Boast Volkswagen in Bradenton, Florida, checking out this brand new 2025 VW I.D Buzz. Now, this is the Pro S trim, which is the base trim level. And today I'm going to take in a complete tour of this vehicle. We're going to check it out to see how it looks, what it has, and how it drives. So if you like watching videos like this, don't forget to check out the rest of my channel, hit that like and subscribe button. And now let's get back to this. Well, some icons are worth bringing back, and this is definitely one of them. Volkswagen did such a tremendous job bringing back the style from the original microbus from 1950s and modernizing it. Now, they made it all electric as well. Now, they've been teasing this vehicle for the last 5 years, and it's finally here at the dealerships. What I have for you is this base trim level. They call it the Pro S. I'm pretty sure you've seen the dual tone, the cool looking ones. This one, not so much, but let's see what we get on this base trim, starting with that design. And honestly, it looks just like the old bus, but it has the modern lights. It has the LED light setup. As you can see, I have the blinkers blinking. It's the IQ light technology. Now, normally on some of the higher trim levels, I've seen this bar lights up as you approach the vehicle. I can't duplicate it on this one, so I'm not sure if this is a feature that's only reserved for the higher trim levels. Now, down here at the bottom, we have some open spaces. We have some parking sensors. It looks like the radar sensors here, but nothing out of the ordinary. And look at these wiper blades. Now they go both directions right here. We have some camera sensors right here. So this is all modern. Now this also opens up, but unfortunately there's nothing underneath here other than you can fill up your windshield washer fluid. Other than that, close this up and let's move on to the side of this vehicle. Now, as far as the size, over 195 inches long, but what's really important, this has 131 inches of wheelbase, which they really stretched it out because there's no problems with mounting the motor. The battery pack sits down underneath, makes this vehicle very heavy, about 6,000 pounds or so, but it should have a really nice ride because of that, because the center of gravity is so low. Now, the base trim features 20-inch wheels. These are specifically designed for electric vehicles to block the air. As you can see, the insides of it are black with the Volkswagen logo, and we have the aluminum outside of it. Now, as far as the tires, they use the Continental tires of it, and the size is 235 by 50 on 20-inch rim. Very plain design on the side. I really wish that they made it a little bit special like they did on those two-tone designs. I think that should be a standard thing on it. But take a look at where this windshield sits and how much room you have on the inside. This is the dashboard, how far it is from the driver. I'm going to show you that on the inside. Just wanted to give you a different perspective. Turn signals built into the mirrors. We have the keyless entry system and the regular key holder in case you run out of battery. Now, this is the new Volkswagen remote, and yes, even on the base trim level, we can unlock it and slide these doors right open for easy access. Now, there are some cool features on the interior, but we'll get to it in just a moment. I want to point out though, because it's visible from here too, look at this. This is the window that opens up. Some of the minivans, now there's only a few left. There's a Honda Odyssey, Kia Carnival, Toyota Sienna, and Chrysler Pacifica, but they all have windows that go down. Now this one slides back, and I'll show you that well on the interior. As far as the different powertrain options, so this particular one, they say it has 83 miles per gallon equivalent, 90 in the city, 75 on the highway, 234-mile range. This is the rear-wheel drive configuration, single motor, 282 horsepower, 91 kilowatts battery pack. So that's what we have on this particular one. For $4,500, you can get the all-wheel drive and 335 horsepower. And here's how it looks in the back. So it is a large vehicle, okay? It's wide and it's tall. It's about few inches taller than a Honda Odyssey, but let's take a look and see what's going on as far as the lights. Let's blink them up right here. So you can see all LED lights set up. They kind of start right around the corner, wrap around, and go through the entire width of the vehicle. Now they all glow. This is all glowing in the dark. This is a huge Volkswagen logo, ID Buzz spelled out. Maybe I should have did that different color as well. This is just like almost too white for me. And then you have the third brake light up on top and the rear wiper that is exposed. I think that should have been put up on top as well. Now, even with the base trim level, we have the power tailgate. So you press the button and there you go. It opens up. Rear view camera, as you can see, with going up. And now we have the 8-passenger configuration on this particular one. Some of the higher trim levels you can opt in for captain chairs in the middle. This is one of the base trim. This is the base trim, basically, entry level. So let's see what we have. Of course, the seats can be folded up as such, and they have so much room in the back. I'm actually going to be excited to jump inside and check out the roominess in the back seat, the third row seat. But first, let's see what's going on behind them. And as you can see, there's some mechanism right here in those seats, exposed as the seats are folded down. That's because you can do some things with them, right? So you can fold them down, okay? You pull on this, the seats fold down. Now, some of the higher trim levels have a shelf right here that makes it even. This one doesn't have it. This is, again, the base trim level. You can take out the seat, pull out on it, and you can remove the entire seat. It's not light, though, so you know, if you're not strong enough, you can definitely, probably don't try to do it, at least with one hand, as I'm trying to do with this camera on. But then put it back in, it locks in place, and it sits there. And I think you have a cool feature right here with this little bus driving on the side. It's on both sides, and you can see the inlays of it are kind of this bluish color with the black design all over the place. Now this is also soft material. Now we have the USB Type-C charging port here. What's here? Nothing. Okay, but the rear passengers have also their own vents, and there's some illumination here in the back. Did I just break it? Nope. But not sure what that is. That just sits here on both sides. Oh, I think that might be for that shelf if you install one. Does it open up? Yeah, it gives you access to some of the electronic or electric components of it. And there's a little hook. You can put your grocery bag, maybe cargo net, 12-volt power outlet right here. And some illumination up on top. And that's what you have. The floor is flat. Once you remove the seats, you can definitely use it as a moving van almost. Now, this is your charging, 2-in-1 EV charging cable. So this is 120 and 240. And the charging port is right on the left-hand side, the right-hand side, I should say. All right, so if you find a supercharger, you can charge this thing in about 10 to 90% in about half an hour. But then again, you're only getting about 234-mile range out of the whole thing. So about 200-mile range. So yeah, if you are planning a road trip, you better make some planning for stops. Now let's open these doors and see what's going on inside. There's the door open. Let's take a look. This is the base trim, guys. So we still have this leatherette seats, and this is the 60/40. Now, let me get my backpack out of here. Let me see if I can fold them down. So how do you get in the third row seat? You pull on here, boom, the whole seat moves up. Kind of clunky, but look, it gives you this much room. You can basically jump in here and see how much room we're gonna have with the seats up. Let's go up, move it down, and lock it. And this is the knee room. Incredible. It's probably about 7 inches, maybe more, that I have in front of my seats. I'm 6 feet tall, almost 6 feet tall, have plenty of knee room, plenty of headroom, and definitely no shortage of shoulder room either. And look, in order to get out, you move this out. The whole things move up, right? Again, you know, this kind of feels a little commercial, but to get out, let's see what's going on in the middle seat. And just like with any minivan, getting in is easy. Now this one sits a little bit higher because of all this battery pack that's underneath the floor, but still fairly easy to get in. Plenty of room. Look at this. Look how much room I have in front of me. Now, the seats can be moved back and forth. Where's the adjustments for it? Right here. You can move it all the way up. So if somebody in the back needs to be really, really comfortable, I'm still not touching the back of the driver's seat, which is, by the way, adjusted to my regular driving position. I have plenty of headroom, plenty of shoulder room. The seats, however, are a little bit on the tougher sides. They're firm, not uncomfortable, but firm. Well, let me show you what else is going on here. Well, if you need help getting in, you have this handle right here, and we can close the door and see what's going on here. There's some cool things on the door itself. First of all, the window, the rear window, is completely different than what you're used to on the regular minivan. Now, normally it comes down on top. Now, let's see if this is the way you do it. No, this is where you open it. Come on, close it. You need to close it. Here, it's actually down here. There's a switch for the window. Let's get this open. Let's see if we can open this. There you go. It slides open. Okay. Kind of like this old style RV bus. And this is very different than what we see on some of the other minivans that are available. We have the heated seats, even on this base trim right here, outboard heated seats. And you have your own climate control. So you can adjust the temperature here. You can adjust the fan speed right from either the passenger on the driver's side, or you can do that from the other side as well. So lots of standard feature. Now this particular one doesn't have a sunroof, but if it did have a sunroof, they have this huge glass roof. Actually, it's not a sunroof, it's a glass roof that you can make either clear or opaque with the touch of the button. We don't have it on here, but we have some cool things right on the seats here. We have a little bit of a pocket here that you can put, I don't know, maybe your cell phone. Also more storage here. But, where are the cup holders? The only place that's not even a cup holder, that's a little bit more storage right here. There's no cup holders in the back. Now, Honda Odyssey's got 50 of them. Well, I'm exaggerating, but they have a lot. They even advertise it that, hey, we have the most cup holders out of all the minivans, and this doesn't have any in the second row seat, which is definitely a missed opportunity. This is where the people are. Now, before I forget, USB Type-C ports on both doors. And this is where you open or close them, or you can basically pull on the door handle as well. Let's get to the front and let's see, because that's the coolest part of this vehicle. All right, so let's open these doors. Boom. Actually, a pretty darn solid feel to the door. Let's see what's going on here. So we have the window mirror lock controls. We have the opening for the rear hatch. Now, this is all hard plastic, kind of feels cheap, and for the price of this vehicle, which we're going to get there, it's yeah, I think it have a little bit better, more soft materials. So lots of storage down here, and power seats. You have two memory seats adjustments. You have the massage seats right here. Even on the base trim, ID Buzz. You're going to see how the massage works. I'm curious about that. All right, so you have the lumbar support, and we have this tie support right here. So, I mean, that's pretty cool. Now, before I get inside, let me show you this. We've seen that on the ID4, I believe, when they had the pause and play, kind of a clever play, pun intended, on the pedals right here. So that's pretty cool. They're aluminum, and let me jump inside. I'll show you the rest of this cool interior. So let's hear the door from the inside here. Boom, that's actually pretty solid. Now, this is one of the typical electric type of vehicles where you get in and all you do is you put it in gear and you drive it, right? So now it's telling me, hey, you don't have your seatbelt on, but I'm going to get it out of the sun and show you the rest of this interior. Right, so much better. At least now we can see without the glare. Let's start off with the dashboard, because I showed you that from the outside, but look how far it is. It's ridiculous. I can't even reach it. It's probably about 1.5 feet, maybe more, from where my hand ends right there, so it's really far in front, but this is all the newest, latest, greatest technology from Volkswagen. We're going to start right on the left hand side of the steering wheel. This is your light control. You also have the front windshield defogger and rear window defroster, a bit of storage right here, maybe for your coins or something. This controls your lights and wipers. And on the other side, this is your gear shifter, kind of a twist gear shifter. Well, I'm not sure if I like it. That's, you know, some of the manufacturers are going for this design. We've seen it on the new Hyundai as well, where you twist it to put it in drive and you twist it towards you to put it in reverse, and you push the button right here to park it. Right now we have this auxiliary screen. This is the tiny little screen. I'm actually glad that they did it, because a lot of electric cars are just going with this huge screen in the middle, nothing in front of the driver. But this one gives you the basic information, right? So your speed. Now this is for your adaptive cruise control. It's telling you who's not wearing the seat belts as well. 77% charge at 206-mile range, and which gear you're in, temperature right on top. The new style Volkswagen steering wheel, okay, with lots of shiny black, but these are the buttons that we've seen on many other Volkswagen. So here's your volume control. Here is your cruise control setting, adaptive cruise control settings. On this, we have different views, and that's basically just tells you what you can see on the left-hand side of the screen. Okay, and then side to side again, and doesn't really move much, but gives you the side to side movement. Seat track heated steering wheel. And then let's move on to the big one, 12.9-inch display, which is new for this, and we're gonna get the same software, I guess, in the new Golfs as well pretty soon. So when you go to the home screen, this gives you like the menu screen over here. You see telephone, radio, navigation, vehicle, app connect, parking, charging, auxiliary climate assist, system settings, lots of options. So let's go through a few of them, not all of them. First of all, navigation. Okay, it comes as a standard equipment, even on this base trim, and you can put the map on. You can see it's nice, visible. You can see the charging stations. You can also see the active ones and which ones are more than 50 kilowatt or over 100 kilowatts. So if you're looking for the fast charger, you can select that from here as well, or you can just leave them on. Available charging stations, Electrify America or Canada. I guess maybe that's where Volkswagen's got their deals with. And let's go back to the menu. Vehicle, as far as the settings here, we have the interior, exterior. Okay, as far as the lights, cockpit, ID lights. Well, let's see. ID light brightness, basic function, navigation, infotainment, driving and maneuvering, cockpit, driving data, resets and start driving data. So this is where you control basically all of the features of this vehicle. So this display, instrument panel lighting, maximum, design, dark. Doesn't seem like this model is going to have this full-blown ambient lighting. Different settings for charging. Let's see. Okay, optimization, immediate charging to 100%. So they didn't block it. A lot of people tell me that, hey, you should do it to 90, maybe 80%. Current quick charge potential, 52, 51 kilowatts. If you find a charging station that has that capacity, it's going to quick charge it. Ambient lighting, okay. So it has the mood lighting. Okay, we've seen that. I forgot which car that was that I've seen it. Infinity, Eternity, Desire, Euphoria, Vitality, Custom or Automatic, and it changes the lights inside the vehicle. Gives you kind of that whole theme. You know, like you select the brightness, you can select the different themes of it, which is pretty cool. Now, of course, lots more features. It'll take the whole day basically to kind of go through them. As far as the radio, this one has the basic radio. I know the higher trim levels have this high end, like a 12 speaker radio. What's interesting here, we have the start, engine, and stop. Well, you don't really need to do that as long as you open the car. The vehicle is already on, so you can do that. But you can turn it off if you want to. Okay. It says to start driving, please press the brake pedal and select D or R. Now, what we have here is wireless charging. Okay, I'm not sure if you can see this little pocket right here. You can slip your phone in there. You can 2 USB Type-C ports for data transfers or, for charging. And then your climate control over here. This, I didn't tell you this, climate. Okay, this is your climate control settings. So that opens up this whole new screen. Actually, I like how crisp the view is and how good it looks on this screen right here. And then basically it shows you where the air is coming out of. You can sync it, unsync it. As you can see, this is the dual zone climate control. So we have a separate deal for the right hand side and a separate deal for the left hand side. And then you can do auto, you can do smart, however you want to do it. You can easily adjust the temperature up and down by sliding your finger. Now notice that if I do that, that climate button disappears and it comes to sync. So if you want to sync it, all of the 2 zones right here, you can do that as well. What else we have? So we have the heated and ventilated seats, even on this base trim level. You can go back to the regular screen. This is your volume control. By the way, the first time I got into a Volkswagen, this was very glitchy. Like on the ID.4, I think I've seen that, and it's not anymore. I think they must have tweaked it, the settings, so it's actually nice and cool. While we're on the screen, let's take a look at the rear view camera. And that's quite underwhelming, to be honest with you. Look at this person right here. You can even see that. You can see that something is moving, but it has a lot of distortion. It has a lot of pixels, so not my favorite. I think in the top-down view, active trajectory lines, that definitely needs some work, Volkswagen. So definitely work on that, because a lot of good things are going on with this vehicle. The camera is not one of them. Here's one thing. When I put it in drive, you see this lights up. So that means that, hey, I'm ready to go. Same thing when I put it in park. I thought it did it. Yeah, okay. So it gives you like kind of the audible and visual look right here with this LED light strip in the front. What else we have? Here's another cool feature. Here's a like a rubber lined shelf, so you can put stuff in it. It's not gonna move around here. And here underneath here, I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see it right here. There's a little clip. Now, technically, what it's for is if you wanted to charge something and put it in this shelf right here, I guess you can clip the cables so they don't kind of dangle around. But you can also maybe, I don't know, put your credit card, business card, gas card, anything that you want. Gas card, right, for the electric car? Do they have like the gas card for electrified station? Probably. All right, these are your vans. Open the doors. Okay, you can disable that. This right here, this shelf right here opens up, and this is actually your cup holders. Check this out. I don't want to break it. I just did it too. All right. Maybe it's for the right hand only. All right, so you open this up, push it down. These are your cup holders. Pretty big. If you don't have anything to drink, you can basically stow them away and be like this. Another pretty cool feature on this vehicle is this middle console. Okay, I know it's not huge, it's not big. It has a portion of here that actually opens up. It's hard to do it with one hand, but let me see. It does. I did it. I promise. Okay. Anyways, we'll get to it. Here's a couple of things. It's got a couple dividers, right? But those dividers are not just dividers. Like, for example, look at this. This is an ice scraper. So if you want to clean your windshield, and it's icy, like it really never does in Florida, although it might. And the other divider right here is not just a divider either. It says caps on it because it is a bottle opener. How cool is that? Okay, and you can, of course, configure them differently. You put them towards the front, towards the back, however you want. And if you don't need this, you can simply remove the entire thing and, I don't know, put it somewhere. But what I was going to say is this opens up. Okay, see, I can do it from here. Okay, this opens up. There's a little drawer underneath here. You can put stuff in it if you want to. And like I said, if you don't want this in the middle, you can move it away, or you can simply put it back in place, and that's what it is. So really a lot of cool features on this Buzz, and this is the base trim level. It says ID, and you know, the seats are perforated. This is the man-made leather. This is the leatherette that they're using. Overall, pretty cool. Let's see what's going on up on top. So these are your light controls, LED lights, SOS. Okay, so I guess this is information, and like the mechanical breakdown button, illuminated mirrors, door handles, and this is pretty much it. So this is the interior of this base trim level ID Buzz Pro S. Now let's talk about pricing and take it on the road. And after playing with some of the not so cool features that were giving me problems, we finally got the mirrors unfolded. Another not so cool part of this ID Buzz, unfortunately, is the price of it, because it's not cheap. Let me pull this up. It starts like this, just under $60,000, $59,995. And this is for that Pro S. That's what I have right now. If we go for the ID Buzz Pro S Plus, $63,495, we're talking about the rear-wheel drive configurations. And if we go for the Pro S Plus 4Motion, $67,995. Of course, the first edition that everybody had, but most dealers sold already, $65,495. And the first edition with 4Motion, $69,995. So $70,000 for a minivan. Let me know how you feel about that. I think it's pretty steep, because you could buy a fully loaded Sienna that's hybrid, that gets you a great gas mileage without really having the range anxiety, and you're going to be $20,000 less than ID Buzz, around $50,000. Well, it's not going to be as cool looking as this for sure, but it depends on what you value more, function or looks. And with that said, the looks are pretty darn cool, I have to admit it. And there are many cool features on this vehicle, both on the outside and the inside. And it's definitely going to turn some heads, you know, probably for months to come. Will it be a big seller for Volkswagen? I think the top trims make it much more appealing, especially if you're looking at those two-tone cladding on the outside. You can see those dual colors. They look so super cool. You have the 4Motion that's available. The range could be a little bit better, but you know, if you're a fan of electric vehicles and you need a 3-row vehicle, there are not many that are available. Of course, we have the Kia EV9 that's also in the 70s when you load it up. It's technically more of an SUV than a minivan. So choices are very limited. And I hope they're going to maybe extend the range a little bit, because we get the range over 350 miles. You can definitely take it on the road trip, because that's what minivan people do. They actually want to take it on the road trip. Now, I'm not sure if Volkswagen is really aiming after or going after families with kids to buy the ID Buzz, or what the potential client would be. Maybe someone who had a Volkswagen Bus in the past, some nostalgic reasons for buying it. Maybe someone wants to be different, because definitely this is different. Let me put my shades on, because I think it's definitely a very interesting proposition. If anything else, this is definitely going to bring a lot of people to Volkswagen showrooms just to see what the Buzz is all about. And driving it really drives well. It is heavy, you know, 6,000 pounds or so, about 900 pounds payload. So yeah, it is a 7-seater actually, because 2 in the back, 3 in the middle, and 2 in the front. So not too heavy, 7 passengers. If you have luggage, you might go over the total payload. But driving it, it's fine. You got to get used to this long windshield. There used to be a vehicle, Toyota Previa, like a long time ago, before Sienna, that used to have something similar to that was really, really far away. It kind of reminds me of that. But as far as the overall drive, the feel, it's got some acceleration, but it doesn't put you back in your seat. It's not going to break your neck. Matter of fact, the ID Buzz 4Motion, it's quicker because it's got two motors, right? It's four-wheel drive, all-wheel drive. And it's about, I believe, 5.5 seconds or something. This one is just about 7 seconds. So, you know, not a whole lot faster than the regular gasoline minivan like Honda Odyssey or maybe Toyota Sienna. Let's stand right here. I mean, there's nobody behind me. Come on, let me do this. I'm at 0, 0. Let's go. Well, you get that torque right away. It's quiet. Super cool. 50 miles an hour in no time. Actually, very pleasant driving experience. You sit up a little bit higher. You almost drive like a commercial delivery vehicle. So it's kind of a different feel. I definitely suggest if you are considering to go to a dealership and take it for a spin, because that's a different experience. And guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you learned something about this brand new 2025 Volkswagen ID Buzz. And if you did, don't forget to check out the rest of my channel, hit that like and subscribe button. I'll see you in my next video. Cheers.